Hey, it's Gray. I recently had an event where viewers voted on which unique I would base my build around. They chose Plume of Persuit. In this video, I'll explain how I made the build. I think it ended up being pretty strong. And at the end, I'll go over the huge buff this concept is receiving next patch. Plume of Persuit. It makes you cast slower, deal less damage with regular hits, but you always crit on the final repeat. Spell Echo makes you repeat, so we use that. Since we have guaranteed crits now, there is no reason to scale crit chance, so we can ignore that and focus on scaling damage in other ways, starting with crit multiplier. A quick search on the PoE wiki shows us the items in the game with the most crit multiplier you can get. Marlene's Fallacy, huge crit multiplier. Culling Strike, and the downside is crit chance, which we don't care about. Nice. Winds of Fate, huge crit multiplier. Non-crits dealing no damage, and limited crit chances are downsides, but we don't care about that. Nice. Converts damage randomly to elements and also chaos damage. We need to work around this, which is a potential nightmare to try to scale damage from. I chose to do this using a skill gem because the Path of Exile damage conversion on a skill gem takes priority over the damage conversion on items, so this negates the damage conversion downside from the staff. For our skill, we need a spell so that Spell Echo works, and we need it to convert damage. Glacial Cascade of the Fissure checks both boxes. Since we have a skill that scales off of physical damage now, choosing Inquisitor lets us pick up Instruments of Virtue for Battle Mage. Battle Mage gives us the damage of our main hand weapon. Glacial Cascade of the Fissure causes 6 bursts. Increased area of effect can cause them to overlap, so each repeat hits the mob more than once. Since we're Inquisitor now, we pick up Instruments of Zeal. This allows us to proc Fanaticism, giving us 75% more AoE and cast speed. This is a huge multiplicative buff. With enough area of effect, I was able to get it to overlap 3 to 4 times in my testing. So now we need to gain Fanaticism charges. We need to attack in order to do this. Normally, I would choose Shield Charge for the speed, but we don't have a shield, so I went with Consecrated Path. This creates Consecrated Ground for a multiplicative buff with the other Inquisitor ascendancy node and lets us teleport. The playstyle does require pressing more than one button and thinking about more than one thing at a time, but I think the damage and attack speed was worth it. We support this with Bone Chill, and added cold damage to attacks from a rare ring, so Consecrated Path could chill enemies and thereby increase their cold damage taken by chill effect. We further scale this by supporting Consecrated Path with Unbound Ailments and scaling chill effect on the tree. This also makes better use of Glacial Cage, which is another huge damage buff. Chill effect is a nice defensive layer, but so far the build has pretty much no survivability, so we need some. I get hit all the time. Petrified Blood gives us a flat 40% reduction from hits. We pick up the Circle of Life wheel to negate the damage over time from Petrified Blood. We pick up hybrid nodes instead of life because they are more efficient for EHP gained. This gives us both life and ES. We pick up a cluster jewel with Doriani's Lesson, so we leech life, and then the Ethereal Feast node along with one of these flask mods so we can leech Energy Shield. Now we leech both at the same time. We also have Overleech from Petrified Blood because it never allows us to leech past half-life, which means when we aren't hurt and do damage, that life leech is saved so that when we do take damage, it is added right back. This keeps us in a low life state, and that's why I use Lori's Lantern, which makes damage of enemies hitting us unlucky. This is amazing. It rolls each damage roll against us twice and then chooses the lower value. Very underrated. We use Determination, a Granite Flask, and a Basalt Flask for armor. We don't negate damage over time very well though, so we chose the Aracali Pantheon along with the bosses you capture, further buffing this. The only weakness left to shore up is getting stunned. We don't have very much life, and stun chance is based on life, so we get stunned all the time. That's why we use Immutable Force, which makes us recover from stuns so fast it doesn't even feel like we got stunned. Since we already have Immutable Force, we might as well get Blood Notch so that when we get stunned, we heal. The heal is particularly strong because it is instant. And now, how does this build get stronger next league? The upcoming patch notes change the perfect agony keystone to make your damage over time multiplier equal to your crit multiplier. This will potentially scale even better than cold damage, and there's more than one way to use it. If you'd like me to make another build like this, or to let you choose what I build around next time, let me know in the comments. Finally, if there's a mechanic that I glossed over that you want a video explaining, let me know that too. Thanks for sticking around. See you next time.
Take this. Stand still.
Caretaker, to me. The living toy must enjoy our contests, for it continues to play. You and I should do this again soon.